All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack DeBronstein. I'm going to be giving my presentation for public speaking on artificial intelligence in the medical field. So my main goal of this speech will basically just be to inform and to tell about artificial intelligence, what it is, the different uses of it, in the medical fields currently, and what we can possibly do with it in the future, because there is a lot of different uses for AI in the world, not in the not just in the medical field, all throughout the world, in the US and all over. So to start off, when you think of AI, what's the first thing you think of? Do you think of a robot? Do you think of, facial recognition? Do you think of maybe Alexa, Amazon, Google Home? My point in asking this is that artificial intelligence is used so frequently and all over the world in places that you may not think about, may not know. And it is becoming much more regular to use because it can be such a helpful tool in our world. So AI is artificial intelligence, and examples of that you may be familiar with is Alexa by Amazon, Google Home, which is basically the same thing. In your phones, if you have an iPhone, I'm not sure if Android does this as well, but if you have an iPhone, like one of the newer versions that has the facial recognition that you look at it and it opens the phone, that's AI. It's just a way to teach computers to think, kind of. It's not exactly human intelligence, but it is intelligence, that's for sure. Computers as well, cars, and if you have like a new car, like a Tesla, like a self-driving car, that's AI. If you have a car that has like a touch screen or able to talk to your car and it talks back, or you can call by telling your car to call, that's AI as well. And even COVID. There's a lot of uses for AI in COVID with managing data, with testing, with screening, scans. There's a lot of different ways to use AI. And it can be detrimental as well. We don't want to make a machine that's so smart that it'll take over the world. I guess that's, it sounds far-fetched, but I mean, in all reality, it is a viable possibility in the future. If we were to create a self-thinking computer that has everything at its fingertips on the internet, it could destroy us. But that is not a very strong possibility because we have smart people working on that. And then there's new research and uses for AI all over the world happening every day. New things are popping up all the time. I think I skipped. There we go. Okay, sorry. So main focus of this speech is to talk about AI in the medical field. So AI is used really commonly for analyzing data because that can be very, very tedious when you're in the medical field. And computers are, not surprisingly, very, very good at analyzing data and compiling data and sorting it. So there was an example that I read in an article that physicians can use AI to not only take notes, like with in-patient discussions, they can take notes through like voice to text type thing. And then, sorry, give me 1 second. Don't know what that was. And then they can sort those notes into a compiled list, matching and highlighting different words and things that you need to focus on as a physician, and keep all their notes in sorted order, because as a doctor, you have a lot of patients. So I have this picture here on this slide that is an example of how it's used for COVID. AI can scan X-rays. As we can see here, there's 3 examples of COVID positive, and you can see in the lungs, AI has detected some lighting up in the lungs over there, and then a COVID negative test as well. So with every good thing, with most good things, there are also drawbacks to that. So a couple of those would be loss of jobs. AI could possibly be taking the place of like a scribe, or some kind of low level, like managing data. And then obviously the lack of human touch, empathy, and emotional intelligence. You don't really want to be talking and having a conversation with a computer or a robot. So that's why we use AI more as a supplemental tool. It's not a cure-all on its own. And a lot of the time when doctors use AI to compile their data, they still look it over. It just helps them get it done quicker. So what can we expect to see in the medical field using AI? Well, I have this little this pie chart on this slide that just shows the percent of uses for AI in the medical field right now. So as we can see, the top 2 are support vector machine and neural network. A lot of these different descriptions on here are different ways that you can use it. It makes everything faster. You can compile data much quicker using AI. You can scan, AI can scan results in a fraction of a second, whereas a human would take much longer. It's efficient. Depending on the AI, we have seen really good success rates in compiling data and managing screens. It's programmable, so we can use AI for many different things. It's diverse, same thing. And like I said in the last slide, it's supplementary. So we are not using it as a one and done. It's just, to help keep things going. Let's move on. So AI in the medical field is overall a very good, beneficial use. We can use AI to catch early signs of cancer. We can use AI to, check X-rays, maybe catch things that we missed. It's beneficial to the workers and the patients because you're getting better care. It would possibly reduce hours if you get things done quicker, increases the success rate if you use it supplementally, meaning if you do your job and look through the screens yourself after the AI has done so, you increase the success rate. It's like somebody else doing it with you. It's good for information sharing, compiles data really well, like I said, and it just overall streamlines the care process. So overall, AI is very beneficial to be used in the medical field. A lot of different hospitals and care facilities are starting to work AI into using it. A lot of the times it'll be like outpatient uses, but overall, I'm sure we will see in maybe our clinicals the use that AI can bring to us in the future. And since it is Halloween weekend, I decided to put this happy doctor right here, clown doctor. So happy Halloween, everybody. And thank you for listening to my PowerPoint speech. And here are my references.